all these people, the caregivers, the people who need help, some of the other family who are trying to figure out how to work with their children inside their home and their elderly grandparents or adult kids, how things are going. What is your typical client? I know your typical client, but for the viewers out there, I want to get them really involved in this, because you really, really have to consider that all of the services that you provide, they're all in person. You have all these different skills, these sensory skills, home ec classes. I mean, there's some pretty basic things that they really need to be taught that is almost impossible to do virtually. How are you keeping up with this? How is this happening?
That's a good point. You think about how challenging it's been for parents with their children at home who are participating in virtual school, who were doing that in the spring, and now they're going back to that this fall. So apply that to a person with a developmental disability, and it's challenging. But so there are a lot of things here. So a lot of layers. So every single person in our program, they're all adults. They're women and men, youngest in their early 20s, oldest in their early to mid 70s. And every single person has what we call an IPP, an individual program plan. And within that plan, there are goals and objectives for each person, and they're modified and adjusted as they make progress toward their goals. But so for instance, now their goal might be wearing a mask when they're out in public at like a grocery store. Well, they aren't going to a grocery store, but when they're on a walk in the community, or utilizing a tablet or a laptop to participating in virtual classrooms. And like you said, since they're done in person, they would typically participate in, say, gross motor skills. You've seen our gross motor skills room, which has all sorts of exercise equipment, and we help folks to ambulate and maintain their abilities. So those goals have been modified to do those in a hallway, perhaps in their own home. So a lot has changed. But in terms of the typical client, folks come to us, at various stages in their life. It just depends where they are. But we've developed what we call a continuum of care so that we can provide the right care for each person wherever they are at that point in their life. And we can provide that care throughout their life, which is why we call it a continuum of care. And it's pretty awesome.
Oh, I love that. All right. Well, since we're on this tech kick, again, I hate to even use the C word, but it's so relevant for this conversation, and that has to do with events. We like all of our networking stuff we did, events, small events, CEO events, and now just like you said, people are having to do these things on a tablet, online. There was another nonprofit that we did something called a non-event. And we chose to do that. That was actually one of our last events for a Child Family Guidance Center. And I thought to myself, man, this is really hard to do a non-event, This is really hard. And now with us being forced to do it virtually wise, how are you doing it? Because I know your last event, you've canceled, I think, 2 times to reschedule the date. Yeah,
that's correct. Yeah,
I want to hear about all this. I want to hear about the event, the time, the date. I really want to hear about some of your honey sponsorships as well. And I know you have a special guest. So.
Sure. So, we were originally having a country western event at the Valley Relics Museum, which allegedly you introduced me to the Valley Relics Museum.
Love
so.
That place.
Someday we will have an event there in person. But you're absolutely right. Like a lot of other organizations, we were faced with the decision, should we even have an event? But you also have to recognize that brings in a significant amount of revenue for our programs to support the work that we're doing to help each individual live as independently as possible. That's always our goal. So we decided to host the event online, and we really wanted to help folks connect with our mission. We really wanted to help folks have an experience that would be enriching for them, because let's face it, we're all feeling kind of stuck right now. We're moving forward, but we're kind of stuck. And we wanted to bring a fun, enjoyable experience. It's kind of a little getaway to everyone's home. So we thought about the name we came up with the concept of the Valley Village Couch Concert.
I
And
love it. I love it.
I'm so excited. And I'm glad you love it. But so we're actually partnering with Valley Village music instructor. His name is Juno Rada. And Juno is an American Idol contestant and a golden ticket winner. But he started at Valley Village as a volunteer, and because volunteerism is very important to him. And he's a testament to the fact that, you don't have to start out as a big donor or a board member.
Absolutely.
Starting points can happen anywhere. And in his case, one day for his volunteer work, he said, I'm a musician. I'd really like to bring my guitar to work so I can sing with clients or sing to clients.
Yeah, but you know what? Wait, I have to interrupt you. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, this is exactly what I'm talking about for Valley Village. Again, sorry to interrupt, but when you go to this place and you think of adults that have disabilities that are almost like the forgotten people because, society is going really fast these days. And then you have someone, just a volunteer, just an intern, just as something, and inspire them to go get their guitar and to be a part of this. What you're doing, Matt, is unbelievable. Not many people can take just 4 walls and a roof and turn it into something that's so great. So please continue, but you do such a good job at that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And it's a happy place. I think a lot of folks have a preconceived notion about what it's going to be before they arrive, and then they arrive and they see what you saw, the happy faces, the folks that are having just a good time. They're engaging in fun activities that are therapeutic, that they enjoy, and they're socializing, and it works on so many different skills for them. But and Juno is just one example of many people who enrich their lives, and at the same time, it enriches our lives. So Juno is going to give us all a special concert, and similar to the way he performs for our clients on a daily basis, he's going to provide music by request. So if you go to our website, valleyvillage.org, on the right side, there's a little Valley Village Couch Concert logo. You can check out the details, just click on that. But all the music is by request. And
that's cool.
Our clients will go up to him and say, play Michael Jackson or play Queen. So it's kind of like that. So you just get your song request in advance, and we're going to have a special guest, who I'm happy to say is Fritz Coleman, formerly of NBC4. So he's going to be our MC. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're very excited about that. And we have a special connection with Fritz as well. He has been a comedian at our previous event. So we're very happy to have him back, and I think he's happy to be back with us. But it's cool. September 10th at 5:30 in the evening, hosted on Zoom, and it's going to last about an hour and a half. And we really we'll have some speaking here and there, and Fritz, of course, will be the MC, so he'll have some liberties to entertain us all. So that's definitely going to be fun. But it's really about the music, and we want to give you as much music as we can so that you can kind of have a break from the world.